What's up, everyone? Welcome to Combat Sports Today, the MMA Foo. I'm joined by Albert Morales, the Belizean Warrior. Welcome, Albert. How are you?
Doing great, man. How are you?
Good, good. You're the Up Next Fighting Featherweight Champion, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know. You're going to be defending your belt against Chase Gibson at Up Next Fighting 23 on March 1st, right here at the Commerce Casino in the famous Los Angeles, California.
You already know. Yes, sir.
So, how are you, man? How's everything?
Everything's great, man. About to wrap up. The Samurai Squad. That's I train at Black House, but I have a little smaller circle within Black House, which is my coach and my teammate, like little brother bully, Anthony Romero, who's going to be the co-main event. Um, on the March 1st, up next 23. So it's going to be me and him. I call it the Bully and Warrior Show 2.0. It's the second version. Um, we spar, we train all the way to the day of the fight. Actually, we actually spar the morning of the fight. So camp is coming to a close, but we still have a few days to push. And honestly, camp isn't done until we get that W. So still 100% locked in and ready to go. Everything's firing on all cylinders, so I'm hyped.
Oh, that's so dope, man. Having training partners that fight on the same card. 3 title fights that night, I think, right? He's fighting for a title
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. He's gonna be defending the belt. I'm defending my belt, and then our boy Gianni, the Mexican assassin, that's who's gonna be defending his belt. So a lot of good belts. We have a few other teammates that fight out of here at Black House. My boy Christian DeGuerro, who's like a little brother to me as well. He's gonna be fighting. Brandon is gonna be fighting. So we have some dogs on the card, but definitely the biggest thing is just me and my boy Bully about to go out there and give you guys another great show, man. The last time we were on the card together, we sold that thing out. It was I say the greatest card in the Los Angeles history, which was an honor to be a part of. And it's hard. It's gonna be hard to beat that, but we're gonna get two big finishes to do it.
Oh yeah, man. You always put on, man. Since the beginning, since you started, you've always put on a show. You're out of Reseda. You were born in Reseda, right? But you're fighting out of Carson, I guess, Black House, or well,
I was born in, I think, Granada Hills Hospital, but
okay.
I've lived on Reseda Boulevard as long as I can remember. I've lived all the way for where it's at Northridge to the middle, all the way to the end of Woodland Hills. So I've been in Reseda my whole life, till I turned 19. My mom moved out to the South Bay, so I moved to Torrance. So I still say I'm fighting out of Reseda, but I train in Gardena. I train all over the South Bay. That's the South Bay is my second home, I would say.
Yeah, like me, I'm a Valley boy too, bro. I went to Van Nuys High, Granada High, and then like I moved all around the valley. So
That's
you know,
right, man. Valley versus everybody.
and then I actually was out there in Carson and Torrance, like partying. I stayed out there for a bit. The South Bay, Harbor City, all that shit. So
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, it's funny when I see all that. I'm like, damn, dude, that's just dope. But
Yeah.
you were at Black House, and what's the name of the other gym you train at?
Carlson Gracie South Bay. I train at Full Circle with my coach Matt Cooper. Rewire Performance for strength and conditioning. Those are my three main gyms, but I go around, man. Like last camp, I went down to Hawaii and trained out Southside Boxing with those boys over there. Bunch of killers. Sometimes we go down to Checkmat, HQ with Professor Shadoshi Bernardo, because my head coach Juan Gomez, the Brazilian Samurai, is actually a Checkmat black belt as well. So. I just got my black belt, so no one really trips on me. I always come in with respect, but you know, there you can always learn, and the second that you think you know what all is the second you start losing. So I'm a sponge, man, and I tell my friends, I tell my students, I'm a forever white belt. I will always, be humble and accept knowledge and growth whenever I can, even in this is like my 13th year as a fighter training. So I'm still learning every day.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love that attitude, that energy. Because the sport, you always have to evolve too, man. Like the sport changes so much, as you can tell since when you first started. Tell me about Up Next Fighting, the promotion. Like, how's it been like fighting for Up Next?
It's been amazing, man. I love Up Next. Those guys, the Buckners and Mr. Lights Out, run a great program. I mean, Mr. Lights Out's been in the game for a minute. I'm talking about George. I don't want to butcher his name, Basamanian. I can't really say his last name, but I call him Mr. Lights Out. He's been in the game for a long time, and it shows the experience with the matchmaking, with the way they put the card together. But the Buckner family, man, they go above and beyond to make us feel like professional fighters, man. Like the weigh-ins, even preparing before the fight, these guys are making interviews and stuff like that, bringing us in to do extra content. It's real cool, man. They pay me, and they pay me my worth, which is the biggest thing, right? Because like you said, and I appreciate that, I do come and bring the show because one, I'm an entertainer. I want to give you guys blood. I want to give you guys what you guys came for. And two, man, I love fighting, but I like winning more than anything. And if I prefer to win in the first round and get out of there, you know? So because I give them my all, they reciprocate me and they give me the respect and they give me the money that I deserve, because there's other promotions out here, they're not trying to they're not trying to take care of the fighters, and honestly that's kind of messed up because we're the ones that are giving you guys the show. So on that aspect, Up Next is amazing, right? They make you feel like a professional fighter even for the amateurs. They give me my worth, which makes me feel like like I'm value, like I'm a value part of their company. um, and then on top of that, man, I've had nothing but great fights in Up Next. You know, I fought four UFC veterans. I became the number one in California twice, fighting for them. So I mean, they're the best promotion out here in Los Angeles for sure, if not Southern California. Shit, if not the world outside the UFC, because what else is there at this point? So I'm just gonna go ride. The goal is to ride get this title shot. I mean, we defend my belt, and hopefully I get that call to the UFC. But if not, then I'll just keep fighting for Up Next until I get that call.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, I like their podcast. Like they do a bunch of like stuff, like you said, their interviews. The belt, man, that's a beautiful belt.
Yeah.
You have that belt. It's a beautiful belt. And the schmo too. I see the schmo. The schmo gets involved a lot. Like he's like full time there, you know. So he's a cool character. Like a lot of people don't know like how he is like outside of like his character, but like it's dope seeing him there.
No, yeah, I agree with you, and that's another thing that they take into consideration is just that um, they bring the best guys in there. Like you know, they have the cool announcers, they have the solid broadcast team like Jonathan King, who knows anything about local MMA fighters, man. This guy can like, you know, break stuff down, tell you about their history, where they came from. He's seen I mean Jonathan King has seen me since the amateur days. I've been fighting here in Los Angeles as an amateur all the way to the pros. Um yeah, they definitely take pride in what they do. And as do I. So we just click.
In that fight with your last fight, you mentioned you fought four UFC fighters. Cisco Rivera, man, that was Cisco was one of my favorite fighters. You know, watching the UFC, he was one of those guys that you knew he was gonna. If he was on the prelims, you're gonna get a war no matter what. You know, so how was that, man? Like fighting him, like he's a legend. You know, from Cali to me.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. It was a little bittersweet, right? I mean, once the contract was signed, it was 100% focused. There was no room for fan, no room for friendship, no room for any of that stuff. Um, but it was an honor, man, because like you said, watching him fight, going to war with so many guys, representing California, Los Angeles, on the biggest stage. He was someone that I was looking up to, man. And after the fight, he told me it's my time, you know, and I took that to heart. I feel like that was a passing of the torch because that guy legit was the guy who put us out there for at least even for the bantamweights, you know, for the bantamweights out on the big stage. So Cisco Rivera is a legend. I'm honored to have shared the cage with him, and it's cool. I mean, it's sad that he retired because I after my win, but I won't let him down. I will be the UFC champion. So he was a part of this reign to get to the belt.
Hell yeah, man, that's a badass story, dude. That's so dope. That's
I
why I love
appreciate
this
it.
sport. You know, like even the side stories like this, the little stories that people don't know about, you know. So like that's dope, man. Shout out to Cisco, man. Enjoy your retirement, brother. You deserve it, man.
Facts.
And we're excited. We're excited. Chase, you're you know Chase, right? Like you're from like the community and stuff, because everybody knows like Southern California MMA is like tiny.
Yeah, yeah. I do know Chase. I've known Chase for a long time. I've known Chase, I mean, majority of my career because he was training at a gym called PKG before, I think, and then ended up training with Chad George. Ended up opening up CMMA, and then he kind of went on there, and now he's doing his. I think he does his own thing too, but we've always been in the same circle, you know. This because a lot of the PKG guys ended up going to Systems Training Center, and that's where I was for a little bit of my career as an amateur. My whole amateur career, I was at Systems Training Center, so I ran into those guys a lot. I was friends with his brother as well. Um, I've nothing but respect for them, but I mean for Chase, but on March 1st he's going to sleep.
So it's part of the sport. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that, and you look locked in, you know. And the date changed too. It was like supposed to be March 8th, and then they moved it to the first. So I mean, but you're ready. You look ready.
Yeah,
For
yeah, that was kind of a mix up. I would have preferred them to go a little bit later because it's funny because when they told us that I actually had like a little cold, so I was like, damn, you're cutting out my camp. But then they told me they would take care of me, and they took care of me, and that brought me right up, you know. Um, the weight, I mean, to me, I'm always locked in, so it wasn't gonna be a rush for the weight cut. It wasn't gonna be rushed for anything, you know. Um, I do this. This is my job. I'm a full time fighter, you know. I'm a full time fighter and full time dad, and there's nothing else that distracts me. So I'm locked in. So you make it a week earlier, it's all good. Like I'm already ready to make weight. You know, you could have made it the week after. You know, if the UFC calls me, I'm signing up immediately. It doesn't matter when, right? And I'm gonna make weight because I've never missed weight. So yeah, yeah, it kind of sucked, but nothing to a boss.
hell yeah, love that attitude. Just some a little few things right before I let you go. You were on Dana White's looking for a fight on the Los Angeles, and he wasn't. I don't think he was there to go see you fight. So that was pretty dope. I was watching the clips because I had seen it a long time ago, but I saw it again. You're wearing your little tuxedo suit, and you picked them
Yeah,
up. It'd be dope to see you back in the UFC, you know, because we need more athletes like you in there, ready to go to war.
yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, that was during the time when Conor McGregor was killing it, and I have this thing, you know, look good, feel good, fight good. So I always dress and it's the same thing we talked about up next, having pride in your work. I have pride in everything that I do, from even the things that stop me from stepping in shit. My shoes need to be on point. My socks need to be on point. And I teach my kids, I teach my students, my kids students, everything that you do, you have to do 100%, right? You're washing dishes, throwing the trash, do it 100%, right? Because it's gonna come back to you. I'm going to the UFC. I'm gonna go. I don't know when, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get the belt, and I'm gonna bring it to Los Angeles. I'm gonna bring it to Reseda. We're gonna bring the belt. We're gonna do a party down Reseda Boulevard. We're gonna do the party down LA. I'm gonna bring it to Belize. So I have a lot of things to do. So you know, it's all gas, no brakes. I'm 100% focused on Chase right now. There's nothing else that I think about. But as soon as that's done, it's on to the next.
Hell yeah, and you rep your country hard. I always that's one thing you're known for. You know your flag. Like a lot of people may not know. They're gonna look it up. Like, oh, where's he from? Like, what? But if you don't know now, you know. You know, it's
Yeah,
Belize,
that's hard. Yeah,
LA. Remember that.
that's right.
You said your kicks. On IG, we always like the same sneakers and all the pages and stuff. So I know you're a sneakerhead. Jordans or SBs.
That's a good one. Jordans or SBs? I would have to say that's a hard one. I would say Jordans just because there's different Jordans. Like I like fives, I like ones, I like threes, I even like twos, I like 13s, even 14s. Like I like, so it's more variety, right? I mean, dunks go crazy because SBs they get insane, and they have highs, lows. They get creative. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Jordans, but lately I've been on my Kobe tip, so I choose Kobe's over Jordans at this point.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a couple of pairs of Kobe's, so that's what's up. Oh yeah, bro. Well,
Yeah, I like the eights.
the eights are fire. I got the. I wasn't able to
Yeah,
get the GG ones, but I got a couple of the ones, the 13s and the unlucky 13s or whatever, the 12s. Those are sick. The double
those
pair.
are hard too.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're coming out with some cool ones. Not all of them, but I do like there's a pair that I'm working to get right now. Is those Gift the Mambas? They dropped like a year or two ago. I want those. I got those Dodger ones already. Um, there's a
Yep.
few of them. There's a few of them. I'm not trying to go back and get them because they're so overpriced. But I try to get the newer drops now. Now it's kind of like my fun thing. But yeah, sneakers. I like sneakers.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, we're excited. Thank you for being with us today. 8 days away, so you look ready. You sound ready, man. You sound motivated. We wish you nothing but the best. You guys don't know, Up Next Fighting, he's defending his belt against Chase Gibson, guys, March 1st. I might try to pull up, man. I'm going to try my hardest to make it to the fights. I got kids, but this one sounds really fun. And hopefully I can make more of the local, regional fights, before you did.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I would love to see you there, man. I bring my kids. My kids pull up. So if you bring yours, I'll introduce you to my kids. Maybe they hang out. Um, except don't wear that shirt, man. That's my target right there.
you
Yeah,
know,
no,
you,
I respect him, man. He's a beast. He's winning, but I'm coming for him.
ooh, let's go. Any shout outs, any plugs you want to get in, any sponsors you want to shout out before you did?
Shout out to the Samurai Squad. Shout out to, and when I say the Samurai Squad, I mean everybody that supports us. All you guys that rock your shirts and buy your shirts and buy your merch, man. Thank you guys. Shout out to Team Warrior. That's all my friends and family. Team Belizean Warrior. Thank you guys. Shout out to Black House and the Black House family. Um, Shout out to my sponsors, Backpack Boys, Gramercy Thank Your Connect, Big Foreign, Athletic CBD, uh, Set Hot Law Firm, and I'm drawing blank on, but shout out to all of you guys. Super Rare Fight Shop, Super Rare LA specifically, but New York is the shit too. Shout out to Up Next Fighting, and shout out to the MMA Foo. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for being with us today, man. We'll catch you. Hopefully, we'll catch you after the fight, huh?
Yes, sir, for sure. We'll get one after. We'll get an interview after.
Hell yeah, I'm down. Thank you for that.
Thank
We'll
you, my
lock it in.
brother.
All right, brother. Take care, huh? Good luck.
Later.